Right now, I'm wondering to myself, should Raheem Sterling just be a striker now? Should he just be converted? Because he is poaching so much now. He's so good at being in the right place at the right time and and getting in behind. That's, I think, 7 goals in the league. I'm not sure. I'm gonna confirm it in my proper review video. I think it's 7 goals in the Premier League now for Raheem Sterling. Incredible. Incredible. And good goals too. I mean, crucial goals. You could argue that if he hadn't scored today, might have been a draw or something. Which leads me to the next thing I want to talk about. A lot of people. Oh, and that's the title of the video, by the way. I've heard so many pundits, mostly the British ones, the Martin Keown type, the Graham Souness type. You know those. I don't want to call them dinosaurs, but maybe the more traditional type of English players. They always talk about you should build a team on a great defense and everything. You could say Man United are that kind of team because defending comes first for them. And if that team, for example, stops scoring goals most of the time, you would bank on them to not lose, right? But what we're seeing from City is a different philosophy. Now, I'm not going to say City's defenders are below par because I don't believe that. I think John Stones is really good. Kyle Walker has been good most of his career, pretty dependable defender. Otamendi, even with his lapses and of course today he showed it twice. Two uh, two showings of the bad side of Otamendi today. One was a rash tackle, and the second one, of course, was the mistake for the goal. But other than that, he's still a pretty good defender. What I will say though is City are not a defensive team. I mean, what I'm saying is they're not a team that I don't think if they didn't have the bulk of possession in a game and they were under constant bombardment, I don't think they're the kind of team that could hold on if they were playing a very good attacking team. I would be nervous. That's if City were not keeping the ball. I know you can say it's last season and things have changed, but the Monaco game comes to mind, mainly because it's pretty much the same personnel at the back. Well, in terms of the center backs, the full backs, of course, have been upgraded. The point I'm trying to make is City, if they're not outscoring the opposition, might have some trouble. But at the end of the day, they are outscoring teams. So, could we be seeing a whole new philosophy? A situation where a team is so good offensively that they don't have to have the most solid defense ever. I mean, some people said that about Barcelona. Man, I hate that. I was trying to shoot and I pressed the chip button by accident. And here's the irony of City right now. Right? They're this team that play amazing football. I mean, I was thoroughly entertained by them again. Not so much in the second half. They dropped their performance a little bit. But that first half, what? It was incredible. And again, even before they scored, just the way they went forward, the way they were passing was brilliant. Like, make no mistakes, this is the most entertaining team the Premier League has seen for a very long time. And I will argue until the cows come home about that. City's attacking is fantastic. And anybody that won't at least give Guardiola that just either hates football and shouldn't be watching it, or they hate football and shouldn't be watching it. Because honestly, it's just brilliant to watch them. And even with the Carling Cup game, and I said in my last video, I don't hate, but I get annoyed by the League Cup, and I called it the Carling Cup again. That's just how much it doesn't matter. Even when it changes names, no one cares. It's just so annoying that I would like to see Guardiola just play the youth team in the Carabao Cup. But you see, even with the Carabao Cup, it was a different City team, very much chopped and changed. And the football was brilliant, even without scoring. It was a game that went to penalties, but very watchable. I'm telling you, if that game came on TV again and I had nothing to do, I would watch it again, just to see how City went forward. That's how good they are at playing football. Okay, and yeah, they play really well. What was I talking about again? Man, I lost my train of thought. That's just how much I love the way City play. It's so beautiful that, you think about it and everything else doesn't matter. Anyways, the point is, I think I was trying to say that maybe a good offense can win you a league without having a world-class defense. Okay? Now, I'm not saying that I wouldn't feel a little more assured seeing another center back coming in, maybe someone who's a little less prone to seeing red than Nicholas Otamendi. But at the same time, if let's say in January Guardiola just straight up bought more firepower, i.e. Sanchez, or even did nothing, signed no one, I would say right on. And right now I sound a lot like a Guardiola fanboy, but look, at the end of the day, he is a 1 in a million type of coach. You're not going to find another guy who is so bent on entertaining and playing attacking football as much as he is, okay? And believe it or not, well, not that you don't believe it, but he is someone who has been doing what he does for a few years now, okay? And he's had his success, he's had his setbacks, but he's become better. That's what people do. They become better at something after they do it for a while. So the idea that we might actually be seeing a better Pep than before it's an exciting one for me. It's an exciting one for me. You know, uh, I trust the guy, and the fact that the sport is evolving is a great thing to see. It's always nice to see things, conventions getting defied and things done in a different way, especially if it involves seeing more attacking football and seeing more entertaining football. So if that all and I am someone who believed in that whole build a defense first. I did believe that. I saw Fergie do it, and it worked a lot of times. But it's always good to see a different way. It's always good to see a different because the sport is evolving, man. And honestly, the Premier League for a long time, when people said the Premier League is not as good as La Liga, sometimes I failed to argue because as good as I thought the Premier League was, fast paced and competitive, it was a little too defensive a lot of the times. So I found myself without an argument when that issue came up with especially like La Liga fans and maybe Bundesliga fans and everything. But now, with the way City are playing, it's some of the best football in the world. They really are playing some of the best football in the world. So for me, a result like a 3-2 away to West Brom, it doesn't bother me much. It really doesn't. And I'm laughing about it. Well, it's easier to laugh about it because it's a win. It's a W. But don't you find it ironic that as good as City are, the easiest way to get at them is a long ball over the top? It's just crazy. It's just crazy. Like the most basic football is how you undo the best team in the world right now. But the thing is, you're probably never gonna get enough of the ball. You're not gonna get enough time on the ball to actually execute. And I think we actually saw Edison make his first mistake today in terms of not being alert to the danger and sweeping up. But he looked like he was obstructed a little bit and confused with his defenders, so it wasn't a howler by any means. But he could have done better. I've seen him do better lately. But yeah, that's just my little rant about maybe just going for it, playing attacking football without having a best defense might yield results. So let's talk about Leroy Sané, man. I'm running out of words. It's like just look up the title deeds to West Brom Football Club, and under owners like Leroy Sané, his name is gonna show up. He owns these guys. It's the third goal he scored against them, and every single one is just emphatic. The first one was this volley from a rebound off a Gundogan shot, but the way he struck it was just nice. This is the Carabao Cup goals I'm talking about. Second one, I think maybe Sané's best goal. The Liverpool one is close, but the second one he scored against West Brom in the Carabao Cup. Just the run, the way he breezed past the defenders and the little curled finish into the top. It was the kind of goal you see from really world-class players all the time, people like Robin and Messi. And then today's one, wow, like today's one was crazy. Right in the corner. Just the way he hit it. It was so good. And it's his third goal against West Brom. So it's like, and I think he's only played against them twice this season. So, right, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. He owns those guys a little bit. Um, yeah, more power to him, man. I'm gonna have to talk about his goals to game ratio in a little bit. Let's just see how it goes. Great goal though from the guy. Actually, he had a very good game overall. Ah man, this FIFA and it's lagging. What is going on? I'm just gonna try and close some programs. Probably a CPU thing going down here. Let's see, what can I quit? What can I quit? I don't have that much running, man. Look at this. I do apologize for this laggingness. I don't know what's going on. It's just really annoying. Could they be two FIFAs running? I don't think so. It's not even possible. Ah. And you know this long ball issues. I'm gonna try and restart the game. So this long ball problem that City seem to have. I don't think it's the biggest problem because you actually have to look at that Gareth Barry pass that caused all that commotion. Like, just to be 100% honest, that was an amazing pass. Like, that was a world class pass. So you're not gonna get that. You're not gonna get that from every team. For example, Arsenal next week. I don't. They're not known for long passing. So I'm not too concerned about it, to be honest. And I don't mind giving credit where credit is due. That Gareth Barry pass was amazing. And speaking of passes, De Bruyne, his delivery for this header that David Silva missed is pretty much the best cross I've seen this season. Well, the one that he hit for Jesus against Liverpool, Jesus, my bad, Jesus, is pretty close. But this one today, wow! If Silva had scored it, people would be talking about one of the best assists of the season. That's how good it was. It was an amazing pass. Oh man, KDB, that guy can pass a football. It's just so good. Should have been a goal, really. Should have been a goal. So yeah, Arsenal next week. Is that even a big game anymore? Speaking of Arsenal, man, Tottenham. Why do Tottenham always choke against United? Like, I know the Harry Kane thing was a big blow, but they should have been able to at least get a draw. And they lost it in like the final minutes of the game. I was so annoyed. I've seen Tottenham do that so many times against United. Like, so many times when you need them to beat United, they choke, man. Spurs. It would have been such a good feeling if United didn't win and City won. But it's all good though, because if you look at the table, still a 5-point gap there at the top. So no problemo. I'm feeling confident about the league. I am. I think City have got this. How many big games have City had so far? It's just the Liverpool one. So next week against Arsenal, that'll be another statement if they lose, if City beat them convincingly. I think it's the first Sunday game for us in a long, long time. I haven't. It's been a lot of Saturday games, but that's probably because Arsenal are in Europa, so they get Sunday afternoon games, I think. I want to see Aguero play that one. I just have a feeling like Aguero has got that knack of scoring against Arsenal. Yeah, back to Edison's failure to clear that West Brom long pass. I think he just probably lost concentration because City were in so much control. I mean, it's funny now because the points are in the bag, but it's just crazy. That's just how much City control games. You look at the scoreline and it's like 2-3-2, and you think it was a thrilling game, like end to end or something, but not even close. It wasn't anything like that. West Brom barely saw the ball in that game. The scoreline does not tell the story. Now I wonder if City fading away, well not fading away, but sort of taking their foot off the gas in second halves. I've seen it happen in a few games. I don't think it's really a problem though. Well, if you take the foot off the gas and you're not controlling the game as much as the first half, but you still score in the second half, I don't think that it's not a big problem as long as you get the goal. So I also like the fact that City get a variety of goals. Like there's the goal for the I really like the Raheem Sterling goal. It was a different kind of goal to what came before. A cross from the full back and a run from, I guess, midfield. Oh, is he playing? Oh, actually, I think Sterling might have come on and played number 9 because he came on for Gabriel Jesus. I'm gonna have to get used to this pronunciation, Jesus. So yeah, and then Fernandinho, shout out to him. He's so quiet that when he scores, it's like surprising. It's like, oh yeah, he's playing. He does his job so quietly, and what's not to like, man? He's quickly becoming my favorite defensive midfielder ever because he does shoot the ball very well, and he reminds you most of the time when he gets a goal. He rarely shoots off target, actually, when he does shoot, so. And yeah, him scoring, it's always a good thing. I always like it when he scores. That's his second long-range goal this season, I think, because he scored one and it was just marvelous. Like it was just a beautiful top corner rocket, shocker, blinder. Oh man, so many superlatives for that goal. It was just amazing. And today's one was just as good. It had a little deflection or whatever, but I'm a sucker for like a grass cutter. They used to call them that. People don't say that anymore. Grass cutter. Like a low shot from distance. Of course, the rocket type, the ones that go into the top corner and stuff, are more visceral. But there's something about a grass cutter too. It's just like a nice Um, it's a classy type of goal. It's like more about the accuracy and came off the post and in, so that added a little something to it, made it a little more visceral. Fernandinho. Speak of the devil. Come on, KDB. Ah, man. I actually meant to pass to Fernandinho, but FIFA had its own ideas. See, it's just supposed to be a little layoff to Fernandinho, but yeah, didn't work out the way I thought. Anyways, I guess I should talk about next week's game a little bit. Arsenal are up and down. They almost lost to Swansea today. And I don't know, that Everton game, they were really good, although Everton is terrible, really bad this season. So it's hard to judge them based on that. I would say they're one of the more unpredictable teams. So my feelings going into the game are a little bit the same as the Liverpool game, but maybe a little more confident than the Liverpool game. Because at that time, City was still... You didn't know where we were at because we had we had drawn to Everton and it was very early in the season. This I feel more confident about. And the sort of clean bill of health or the lack of injuries in City's squad are very encouraging so far. Even guys like Gundogan seem available, so there is nothing that says this game will be particularly... Well, let me just say, let me not take it for granted and say it's going to be easy, but there's nothing that shows that City have something to worry about, because I wouldn't say Arsenal are as good as, let's say, Napoli. For me, it's mainly Alexis Sanchez who poses a threat, but he hasn't been on good form. He's not scoring or anything, so I think we got this. I'm confident of getting the win against these guys. And Liverpool won a game today. Crazy, huh? Liverpool. Wow. You don't see that every day these days. I'm just going to try something. Didn't score today, but his form is good overall. I think his goals to game ratio could be 1 in 2 still. If not, it's 1 in 3, but I think it's actually 1 in 2, which is really good. Really good. It might be higher than 1 in 2. It might be. That's insane. It's insane. Couldn't resist. So yeah, that's Jesus on form. Sterling on form. Leroy Sané on form. What? Aguero on form. My goodness. And I'm talking about scoring form, of course, because it's not just about being able to execute, which he has sometimes. It's also about, finding the space and yeah, finding the space to take the shot and everything. Having a left back who can score from distance, for me, it's such a valuable asset. Like, it's such a weapon. I mean, he's not necessarily just a left back. He's kind of a pseudo left back slash midfielder in the way Pep plays these days. But I'm loving me some Fabian Delph. Like, I'm sorry, but Mendy is officially second second choice for me. That's just the way it is for me. Fabian Delph is the revelation. He is the guy. He is the guy right now. He is the man. And a lot of people will agree with me the next time he scores a long-range screamer. But Benjamin Mendy is younger, so he's got more time to become a better player. Fabian Delph he's one of those guys who's he looks young, but he's actually pretty old. Like, dude is 27, 28, but he could pass for a 19-year-old, honestly. He's one of those guys, when he goes out, he probably gets asked for ID and stuff. Very young looking dude. So what do you guys think? Should Otamendi be replaced? Should Pep go in for Van Dijk? Virgil van Dijk, supposedly the best Premier League defender. I actually think that Spurs guy Alderweireld might be a better defender, but just slightly. But I like Van Dijk better because he's a ball playing defender. Although having two ball playing defenders in one defense, that's a bit nerve wracking. But hey, Pep can pull it off, I guess. Go Sonic, go! That agility, yes. Yeah, Arsenal do have some pace in their defense. Ooh. Was that Laurent Koscielny? I think it's going to be a good game, entertainment-wise. I think the neutrals are really going to enjoy Arsenal versus City because Arsenal is probably the only other team that well, there's Liverpool as well. Those are the teams that really do try and play attacking football, maybe at the risk of defending sometimes. And that's another reason why I really, really rate Pep Guardiola, because Klopp and Wenger, they've tried to make it work. It just, it hasn't happened. Now, you could argue about the funds available and all that stuff, but I think it's more than that. Because City has had other managers that haven't had them playing this well. So, it's not just that. another thing is, if City play a team that get forward a lot, that counter attack with the pace that City have, it's something really exciting to think about. Although I do think City could improve on the counter attack. There were some breaks against West Brom today that I feel were a little bit wasted. For me, I still think City, a lot of their goals come from hassling the opponents into making a mistake with the high press and everything. Oh no! Yes, Edison. And others from really good build-ups and stuff, but on the counter, not so much this season. Maybe more last season. I think there's some room for improvement in terms of scoring goals on the break. And there is a difference, scoring on the counter attack and build-up goals, because with the counter, there's gaps open, but at the same time, you have to exploit them very quickly. So the kind of decision making, it's a little bit different. You have to think a little faster. But yeah, I think there is that chance. Unless Arsenal just do their thing where they flip the switch and they're suddenly a defensive team. They did that against Chelsea. So it'd be interesting to see which Arsenal plays next weekend. Why are you so choppy? Please don't be so choppy. Oh man. Otamendi. Otamendi is just, it's 3 strikes now for to me. Like, there's that Liverpool game where he just completely lost it, and Stones had to step in for him so many times. He was just out of position the whole time. And there was against Chelsea where he almost blew that 1-0 lead by giving them a set piece with a rash tackle that was unnecessary. And then there was today. Well, granted, today was the first time his rash behavior actually led to a goal from the opposition. Should I say it's been coming? It's been coming. It's been coming. He is definitely the weak link of the team. Nicolas Otamendi. So yeah, I guess every team has one. Alright, I'm just going to wrap this up. Another good win. And I always like to end on a positive note. Leroy Sané was really good today, and his goal is amazing, man. He has such a variety. He scores when he plays on the left. He scores when he plays on the right. He looks like a really promising kind of player, He still has some weaknesses in his game. I think his passing could improve, but I mean, for a guy who's 21, you can't ask for more. He's in scoring form. He looks very confident when taking his goals. So So yeah, congratulations to him, and I'm so glad we have a player like that. He's sort of going under the radar, and I think that's good. Everybody's talking about Mbappe and Jesus actually gets in the limelight quite a lot, but yeah, Sane is just flying under the radar quite just a little bit, not that much. He gets talked about, but he gets forgotten, and yeah, he's kind of got this West Brom thing now because he scored against them 3 times. So that's just the cherry on top of a good win. Anyways, thanks for tuning in. A lot of rambling in this video, but you know, sometimes you just gotta talk. All right, I'm out.